Welcome back. Welcome to back here. Nose news again. I'm in a slightly different spot because of I flipped my desk. I need lighting, and until I get some permanent fixture, which probably will never happen. This is just gonna be in a slightly different spot every time, so you can see all my stuff. So Halloween ends. I'm gonna keep it spoiler free ish because it's hard to talk about without scratching the surface. And then I'll give my full thoughts with spoilers, and then wrap it up. So no spoilers. No spoilers right here at the start, but my very first statement. Don't go see this movie. Don't watch it. Do not watch this movie under any circumstances. Don't illegally stream it. Don't watch it on Peacock. Don't go to the movie theaters. Don't buy the Blu-ray. Don't buy it digitally. That's the 5 no's. Don't watch it. It's not worth your time. It is a boring 2-hour romance. This movie is very, very heavy on love, which is not good in a Halloween movie, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you did care, if somebody watches this and they're like, I thought it was interesting, why? The movie feels very cramped to me. Like the previous 2 movies, they take place over this whole big town. You're going to all these different places and killing people in all these different places. And this movie probably takes place on like 5 different locations. There's like under the overpass, Laurie's house, other guy's house. There's like a street. There's like always scenes they're like riding on a motorcycle or something. They go down a street, and I'm pretty sure it's like the same street every single time. And it's just very like compact, and I didn't like that. And it's just very slow. It's such a slow movie, and you're always like, okay, it's about to pick up. It doesn't. It never picks up once. So, spoiler right here, but not. This isn't a major one. It's not. So this movie isn't about Michael Myers. And this movie isn't about Laurie Strode. They might have marketed this movie to make you think it was Laurie and Michael's big final fight. It's not. They do fight, but the whole movie focuses around Corey, who is introduced in the opening scene, where he accidentally kills a kid he's babysitting. And then everyone's like, you're a weird kid killer. And so this movie really focuses on him, because he bumps into Michael Myers, and Michael Myers is like killing him, and they lock eyes. And Michael Myers transfers his evil energy into this random kid. And then he's the main character. I'd say if I ranked, if the main 4 characters, it would probably be Corey, Allison, Laurie Strode, and Michael Myers, which is, out of the 4 main, there's 4 main characters. And it's embarrassing. This movie is just a big old slap in the face to anybody that likes movies, because it's embarrassing. Why would you make the final movie in a 40-year-old slasher franchise a romantic film about just some curly-head weirdo that we just met? Because nobody cares. Why would you want that? You would want Laurie versus Michael, which is how I avoided trailers, but I'm pretty sure that's how they promoted this movie, and it's not that. And I say it's a romance because it's just very quickly Allison falls in love with Corey for no reason, and then their relationship blossoms, and the whole movie is just that Allison missing the signs that he's a serial killer. And it's unbearable. I'm going to do a cut here and then come back. So perfect cut. I don't remember exactly what I was talking about, and I didn't look. So, non-spoiler recap. Movie feels very cramped. Few locations, small locations, boring locations. Locations we've never even seen before. It's not even like it's the same town. Michael Myers he's not in the movie, barely. I'd say 10-ish minutes. Laurie Strode is more prevalent than in the last one, but not in a good way because the whole movie is bad. Not like the acting isn't bad. The acting's fine, but that's all I have to say about that. Who cares? You know, about this. His name's Corey. That's the kid. I don't know if I said that. I probably did. Nobody cares about him. I don't know why they decided to focus this entire movie on him, and that's. I may sound angry because I was extremely excited for this movie. I've never walked out of a movie theater this mad, like, ever. I was so disappointed, and this movie did set me through the 5 stages of grief. But without this one. Not this middle one. 5 stages of grief, and it looks like this. So during the movie, it was disbelief. I'm trying to remember these off Google. So during the movie, disbelief. After the movie, anger. The third one is bargaining, but that seems like a weird one to have on there regardless. It's like, I know my mom died, but if I give you $5, will you come back? That doesn't make any sense at all. Bargaining, it should be the 4 steps of grief, so we're doing that. Denial during the movie, because my mind was blown how bad it was. 2, anger. I walked out of the movie theater very angry, and right now I'm on step 3, which is depression. I have been extremely sad all day because of this movie. It's just because I keep thinking about it in my head, and it makes me sad that some human being approved this. And 4 is acceptance. I don't know when we'll ever get there. So yeah, 4 stages of grief. And now spoilers. I'm doing just full-blown complain spoilers, but I highly recommend you watch it. Even if you want to see this movie, don't. Like, I'm not even kidding. Watch. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this. Here we go. Watch this movie. Watch John Wick. It's not a horror movie, but it's bad. It's good. Oh, okay, horror movie recommendation. Watch The Invisible Man. This movie's really good. Watch that. That's a good horror movie. A good modern horror movie. I think it's on HBO Max. Illegally stream it. Not Halloween. Actually, no, support that. That's a good movie. Pay for it. So, now spoilers. Listen to my spoilers. Don't listen to the movie. Movie starts, babysitter kills a kid. He's like, it happens in 2019. And then, flash forward to 2022, present day. This movie feels... Okay, the movie just kind of... sitting in the theater, we're getting an hour into the movie. Nothing has happened. Literally nothing. And throughout the movie, these 4 high school band kids just beat up Corey on multiple occasions for no reason. Like, he goes to the gas station, they're like, bro, buy us beer. And he's like, no. And then he breaks his chocolate milk because they're calling him a kid killer, which is yes. And then they're calling him a pedophile for literally no reason. Like, I don't know why the one kid said it. I don't know why it was written into the movie. It makes no sense. And he cuts his hand on the glass chocolate milk bottle because he was so angry at these kids, and they were like, buy us alcohol, and he's like, and then he cuts his hand and he goes to the hospital, and Allison's working as a nurse. Instantly fall in love, like within seconds. She looks at him and she's like, I swear to God she does that. She does it at some point either in this first scene or at a second scene where she's like, and then she walks out and she's like, oh my God, my car's messed up, my muffler's broken, and he's like, I'm a mechanic, take it into my shop. It's super easy fix. And then she goes there, and he's like, yeah, let me take a look at your muffler. And she's like, I'm not here for the muffler. I'm here for you. Instantly. And I will not delve into the relationship anymore because that's what the first hour and 30 minutes of this movie is. It's just really bad story about love. And so about an hour into the movie, this Corey leaves a party. He's like, you, and I don't want to explain it because it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. And he's walking along an overpass, and it's not that far down. It's like starting up the ramp, and the kids pull up, and they're like, hey, and they're high schoolers. They're like band kids, and this is an adult man. And they just throw him over the side of it, and he gets knocked unconscious. And Michael Myers has been living down there in like this, there's like one of those like rubber, like the ribbed black pipes you see. And he's in there, and there's just like this little sewer bit, and he's hanging out in there. and he drags Corey in there, and then Corey wakes up and he's like, I'm just gonna go out the way I came, and Michael Myers grabs him by the throat, and he's choking him. I already said this, but we're just doing a recap. They lock eyes, Michael Myers transfers his evil spirit, Corey leaves, kills a homeless guy instantly, like as soon as he gets out the pipe. And then he goes to Laurie Strode's house and does like the behind the bush thing from the original movie, and is staring at her, and Laurie Strode sees him, and she's like, and then she goes up there and he's like, I was waiting for Allison, and Laurie Strode keeps looking at him. And then he leaves and some other stuff happens, but at some point in the movie, she's like, when I look at Corey, I don't see Corey. I see Michael's eyes. And that's where the disbelief really set in, and my 4 stages of grief was when she said that. That was unbearable. And I hated it. I hated it a lot. And so then, like, the whole movie is Michael Myers, you know, a known serial killer who kills everybody for no reason, teaming up with this random kid because they locked eyes. And Michael Myers is teaching him how to kill. And it's stupid. And then about like an hour and a half into the movie, Corey goes into the sewer and he's like, you have what I want. And he literally just beats the crap out of Michael Myers. Just beats him, knocks him unconscious for a little bit, and steals his mask. Which would never happen. When this movie starts and he's so weak. Like, he's walking around like this. When he stabs, like, the more he kills, the stronger he gets, but the first guy he stabs, he's like this. He's like, that's how he does it. I don't know. Corey beats him up, steals the masks, and then he goes out. And up at this point, there's probably been 3 kills, maybe 4. And then Corey goes out and he kills those teenagers. And he kills a radio host that called him a freak for killing a kid. And he kills his mom because his mom slapped him. And then he goes to Laurie Strode's house and goes to kill her. And then he doesn't kill her and she shoots him a bunch. And he's like, if I can't have Allison, nobody can. And he stabs himself in the neck. And then Allison comes in and she's like, oh my God, Grandma, you killed him. So she leaves. And then Michael Myers walks in the door. And at this point, I was like, okay, maybe this will be good. And he puts on the mask and Laurie Strode locks the door. Then she hides. And then Michael finds her and they start wrestling. It was a good fight. Their final fight was pretty good. And then, but within 5 minutes, Michael Myers was pinned to a kitchen counter with 2 knives in his hand. And and then he bleeds out and he dies. And then they string his body up on top of a car, drive it throughout town, and there's just people walking on a bunch of cars and stuff. And it shows you, like, 2 survivors from the previous movie, and it's trying to, like, invoke something in you, like, wow, it's really over. And you feel nothing, because at that point, you're just angry. And then they throw his body in this big crusher, and the movie ends. Now, that wasn't really a spoiler review. It was just what happened in the movie. There's that information. I give it to you. Now, don't watch this movie because it's so boring. It's so boring. Boring, slow, bad romance movie that isn't a horror movie. There are some, like, jump scares, and I maybe got by, like, 1, and that was it. And I will never watch this movie again. Please don't watch this movie. It's so hard to explain, how to put into words how disappointing this is. You don't take the last movie in your franchise, promote it as a final fight between 2 main characters, and then put those 2 main characters on the sideline. You don't care. You're there for Laurie and Michael, and that's how they promoted it, and that's not what they did, because they knew nobody would want to see a movie like this, because it blows. And it sucks, because some human being wrote all of this out. They wrote it. Somebody thought of this, and they were like, this will be a good cap-off for a 40-year-old slasher franchise. It wasn't. Avoid it. Watch Halloween Kills. Watch Halloween Kills, and just, after that movie ends, just be like, wow, he vanishes and never shows up again. And that's my fanfic that I wrote. You're welcome. After he kills Laurie's daughter, he vanishes and never shows up again, and everybody lives a happy life. One more complaint. Karen dies at the end of the last movie. Laurie Strode's daughter, Allison's mom, and they probably mention it like 1.5 times throughout the whole movie, and it just feels like it never happened. Like, they just don't care. Like, it just... That's it. That's all I have about this movie. So, don't watch it. Don't. That's all I can say, because you will be bored and just want to die because it's so bad. You will hope that God strikes the place you're watching it and the whole place just goes up in flames in seconds and you don't even have time to think. That's what I was thinking. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to do some channel updates. I'm back, maybe. I don't know what kind of things I want to post. Like, this movie review is easy because I just was at the movies yesterday, but there's not going to be movies on a consistent basis. And doing, like, just Twitter news is also inconsistent because things don't happen every day. So, I'll figure it out. I might just post this for new movie reviews, honestly. Maybe I don't need to be consistent. People will be more excited. And I want to try and do more bits because I did the big short film bit leading up to this. But maybe put bits in the video. I don't feel like it for this movie. This movie doesn't deserve my attention or comedic genius. But, like, might be going to see Black Adam Tuesday. I could do something. I could do anything. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Again, I had to say it twice, but look more serious. That's all I got for you. I'll see you next time I see a movie, because that's probably what this is going to be unless I come up with any major ideas. So,